All right, and here we go. Welcome back to the Rocky Top Insider postgame show. We are right here on the court of Thompson Bowling Arena. Your final score from Tuesday night, Tennessee 66, South Carolina 46. Ryan, the 22nd ranked Vols get the win here, even out in their SEC conference record, 2-2, move up to 11-4 on the season so far. What were kind of your biggest overall thoughts on the game today?
Yeah, it was a game that I think in a lot of ways was what you would expect. Tennessee's offense was pretty sluggish at the start.
Yep.
It didn't really ever get going just great, but in the second half it avoided those 3-4 minute droughts where they're just really, really bad, which we've seen be a big part of this team. And like Tennessee does do a lot of teams, their defense just kind of stifled South Carolina, and the Gamecocks really didn't have any answers on that end. A lot of really bad turnovers. I think they ended with 23 on the game, a lot of careless ones, and that's a South Carolina backcourt that I think is going to be an issue for that team all year.
No, you're absolutely right. Santiago Vescovi, he was your leading scorer on the night with 14 points. Then you had Josiah Jordan-James and you had Zakai Ziegler. They went off for 11 points apiece. Ryan, I think at the end of this game, again, this probably is not going to be a game that is certainly talked about weeks from now. No. Look back into the masterpiece that was the Tennessee-South Carolina game on a Tuesday night in Knoxville. But nonetheless, I think tonight was an interesting game in the sense of, hey, Tennessee needed a game to get a good rebound in, right? After starting the SEC conference schedule 1-2, needed a game, and being in front of the home court or the home crowd was great, but really just needed a game which you could come back in, really work on a couple of things in particular, and get those things ready for when you do have to face better competition, which for Tennessee is right around the corner.
Yeah, and these Tennessee-South Carolina games are rarely a beautiful piece of art. I mean, Rick Barnes said it post-game, I mean, him and Frank Martin are good buddies, and he says he thought these two teams, these two programs, their style of plays kind of replicate each other more than any two in the SEC. And as we know at Tennessee, it's pride yourself first on defense. Same thing with South Carolina. These two teams play twice every single year. You could probably count on less than one hand, and one or two times that it's been pretty offensive game since Barnes got to Knoxville, and these two, Martin and Barnes, have been facing off. So you're right, and it was a way for Tennessee to kind of get things going a little bit. And you mentioned it a second ago, I thought Zakai Ziegler was Tennessee's best player tonight. Yeah. He came in, immediately sparked Tennessee offense that, once again, quietly hadn't made a basket about 5-6 minutes into the game. They had made some free throws, which made it different from the Ole Miss game. But still, and he was just great on the defensive end too. 4 steals, I think, was the high end of the game tonight. And he continues to make it happen, and he continues. And he's not a great passer, so it kind of, not to say it's still very impressive, but he just doesn't turn the ball over much at all. Only one time tonight, and it was the easiest play. Kennedy Chandler had a great strip, threw it ahead to him. He had a wide open layup and just kind of lost it as he tried to gather the ball, went out of bounds on him. So he had one turnover. It came when he had nobody on him, with a 5'9" guy that's playing all around a lot of big bodies, a lot. And it happened a lot tonight where he was kind of double teamed under the basket. So continue to be more and more impressed with him. I think his consistency is going to be so important for this Tennessee team. Same with Chandler, because Vescovi brings it every single night. You need those two guys to kind of, those three, when you add Vescovi in there, that backcourt, to provide a lot of offense on this team. And the two freshmen, they have a ton of talent. They do a lot of really good things, but night in and night out, they're not able to kind of bring it like Vescovi is. Yeah,
Ryan, you are not wrong at all, my friend. Again, a nice, an easy, and a drama-free night here in Knoxville, Tennessee, as the 22nd ranked Vols, they get the victory over South Carolina, again, moving to 2-2 in SEC play, moving to 11-4 on the season in total. Tennessee 66, South Carolina 46. Tennessee gets the victory. We'll see you back on Saturday.